tripod is like actually broken.
I need a new one.
Hey, where'd my Apple Pencil go?
Wait, where is it? This is why I can't be doing stuff like that. What?
Hello, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back. I'm back again, unfortunately, and welcome to like the actual first non-vlog on my channel. Oh my god. What? I've realized that my whole entire channel has basically just become like one big documentary, like HBO Max original, which I'm not complaining. But like I also really enjoy making videos of just like me sitting down and like talking about stuff. I kind of hate having to always feel like the only videos I have to put out are just like me doing 8 different activities, seeing like 6 different people. Like I actually kind of want to enjoy making videos just to like make them like little videos like these. And this is actually an old series on my channel that I started last year around like November or something. But it's basically my monthly favorites. And it's exactly what the name implies. I'm just going to be talking about different things that I enjoyed throughout the entirety of the month and just sharing my silly little thoughts and documenting all of my silly little interests for whatever month it is that I'm talking about. Today's month is July, so it's like we're kind of in like the middle of summer here where I live. It's like really hot. There wasn't like any air in my house yesterday for like 3 hours, and I literally went to my mom's room and told her that I was gonna pass out and die if I didn't go outside. Like okay, it's just really hot. It's really summery, so a lot of my favorite things this month are all very the essence of like summer fun and like preparing for college and school and stuff in like a couple weeks, which is so crazy. So I split my favorites up into 5 different that's 10. I split my favorite categories into 5 different I split my favorites into 5 different categories: music, merch, media, memories, and miscellaneous. The 5 M's. I think I'm kind of clever for that. So without further ado, let's just like jump right into them and talk about my favorites of July. Now, music is always the category that has the most things, so I'm gonna try to like fly through this a little bit quickly. I'm not going to be listing any of the songs in any particular order, so it's not like a ranking system. I'm just like listing the songs and things that I enjoyed. However, what is number 1 on my list for this month is the Super Ache album by Conan Gray. If you guys can't already tell by like the crazy amount of Conan Gray things in my room, like this man's face is everywhere on my walls. I'm absolutely obsessed with Conan Gray. He's like probably my favorite musical artist right next to Luna. I have consumed his videos and inhaled every single ounce of music that he's released ever since I was like probably 13 years old. So I owe like a lot of who I am today because of him. I really grew up on him and he really like shaped me who I am as a human being. So I love him. I love him so much. If I was to ever actually meet him, I think I would pass out, you know? But the Super Ache album is just, it's really special to me because it couldn't have been released at an even like bigger, important time of my life. And that's the thing with all of Conan's music, and why I think I also love him so much, is that it always seems like he releases music for me. That is partially because of my main character complex and because sometimes I feel like the entire world revolves around me, but that's neither here nor there. His music is just always perfectly put out at a time when I need it most, which is why I say that like his music is kind of the soundtrack to my life. Like Sunset Season is my freshman year, Kid Crow is my sophomore and my junior year, Super Ache is the summer before high school down, and my senior year as well. So many of the songs and a lot of the things that Conan talks about on this album was super relatable for me back in like senior year, as well as like Kid Crow, especially Heather, if you know what I'm saying. But I think the album is even more relevant during this summer because I've been going through a lot of different things this summer. And my love life especially has just been a disaster. Since I stepped foot in high school and since I stepped out, it's just been a roller coaster of emotions. Because like, what love life? Everyone that I've ever talked to has been an imaginary partner for me. It never works out. So like a lot of what Conan talks about on this album, I can like relate to an absolute T. But my absolute favorites on the album are Jigsaw, People Watching, Memories, Family Line, and The Exit. It's just a bop, and I'm absolutely obsessed with this album. Next up, we have Flip That by Luna. So Luna is also if you can't tell by the amount of Luna merchandise I have in my room. Luna is like tied with Conan as being like my #1 favorite musical artist, and I'm also going to be seeing them in concert with one of my friends, Lorelai, in a couple of days. So that Flip That is a really cute song. It's a really cute summery song. I learned the choreography in like a day or two. It's really simple. I sometimes catch myself doing this on a normal daily basis. It's just kind of grained into my brain. Like, I could honestly just sit here and do the rest of the video doing the choreography. So I'm gonna stop. All right. And then some other songs from this month that I enjoyed is Detention by Schoolgirls, Lucy Liu by Charlie XCX.
Are you a bad girl? Do you look super cute? Do you ride around your city with your whole crew?
Cat Bingsu by Billy, Pop by Nayeon, Attention by New Jeans, You Got Me Looking for Attention, Because I Liked a Boy by Sabrina Carpenter, Bedtime and Pretty Girls by Flo Milli, Popular Song by Mika featuring Ariana Grande, and my own songs. This summer has been like a whirlwind of emotions for me that I've literally encapsulated all through the music that I write. Every song that I've written this month has meant so much more to me than like any song I've ever written, because I'm genuinely going through like some real coming of age, nearing adult kind of stuff and kind of emotions right now, and I think it's like really important that I like keep those emotions sealed forever in the form of something, whether it be like a journal or a song, because I think it'd be really important to look back on once I overcome these struggles that I'm facing. And so music is one of those things for me that's just a really healthy way for me to go about my emotions. So like writing my own song, just some of the lyrics that I've wrote this summer have just said more than anything I could ever say with words. So I have really enjoyed writing songs this summer, and I've written a bunch. And that's it for music. I'm back. First up on the list is bandanas. I just think that bandanas are like such a fun and interesting way to like spice up an outfit. I haven't really tried to wear one since I took my beads out. So it was like a lot easier to wear bandanas when my hair was like flatter. But I just think that they're so fun. I bought like a really huge pack of them off Amazon for like a good price. And then this flame one is like, oh my god, not the weed. This flame one is like my absolute favorite because like it just reminds me so much of like something that Jade from Bratz would have worn in like 2002. Anything that the Bratz would wear is something that I'm 100% down for, because I love the Bratz too. Also, if you couldn't tell. Then I have this pink belt that I thrifted at Goodwill. It's gonna come up later in the list, but me and my friends went on a really cool senior trip to like celebrate like us graduating and stuff. Before we went, we all went thrift shopping because, you know, we want to look hot. I got like a couple stuff because a lot of it like I already owned. It was just like kind of about mixing and matching for me. But I did find this really cute pink belt. Over the course of me owning it, has just kind of like biodegraded and it's just like kind of all over the place, and a lot of the fabric has just completely gone off of it. I mean, it kind of looked like this when I bought it, but it had a little bit more of its skin. But I like love it. I did have to like poke a hole in it myself so that way it could actually fit around my waist, because the actual buckles were like, it just wasn't it for me. I don't really have huge hips, so a lot of the pants that I wear, if I don't like have a super tight belt, would just literally fall and collapse to my knees. So I did have to like DIY her a little bit, but I think she's fun. I don't really know how much longer she has left on this earth because of, you know, her kind of dying and falling apart, but I'm wearing the crap out of her until I can't wear it no more. And then last on my list are these little beaded necklace jewelry accessory things. They're basically just like these fun beaded chokers or whatever. And I've just been like really into like beaded things or things that kind of look like they've been made by like a 5-year-old. The choker that I'm wearing, and then this bracelet that I also made. I'm just like really obsessed with beaded jewelry right now. I don't know, I think beaded jewelry is just so colorful and it's so fun and it just looks really arts and crafty. And maybe I'm just going through like my art teacher phase, but I've just been really enjoying looking kind of I created it myself, even though like I kind of didn't. You know, that's kind of been like my vibe. I just love them. Can't get enough. So first on the list, I'm going to get it out the way. The entirety of the Twilight series. Oh my god. So when me and my friends went on our trip, we had this like really nice big TV in this nice living room. So we watched a bunch of movies and watched a bunch of films. We watched 365 Days, the sequel. I didn't get any footage of us watching that because like my phone was like genuinely dead. But I wish I did, because the amount of screaming and hooting and hollering that we all scrumped on that day when we watched that movie is one for the history books. Like I've never had that much fun watching a movie with someone ever, up until we all decided to watch the entirety of the Twilight franchise together. I've never seen Twilight, but I've known about it for like what seems like the entirety of my life. The whole Team Edward versus Team Jacob thing, I had no idea who they were. I didn't care. I just went for who I thought was the hottest, and when I was younger, I guess it was Jacob. But after watching the movies, I can firmly say that I've converted and I'm Team Edward. Oh my god, I can't believe this. For years, I was saying that I was Team Jacob, even though I've never seen the movie. I always just considered it like a vampire versus werewolves thing. Like I always just preferred werewolves to vampires, so I just went with the werewolf option. Even though I had no idea what those movies were about, I just knew it was about like a werewolf falls in love with a vampire and the werewolf at the same time. That's all the movies were about. But it's actually not about the werewolf who falls in love with a vampire, who falls in love with her. But really, he's low-key just the rebound because she's still kind of in love with the vampire who is really creepy and stalking her. And then there's like a baby involved. It's really insane. I was so into it too. Oh my god, am I a Twilight fan now? Is this insane? Bridget, this is your fault. And we have so many inside jokes because of that movie now. I think for a week straight, just continuously kept on saying, I have the skin of a killer, Bella. Like, it's just been kind of our thing. Ever since I've watched those films, the amount of Twilight, this is how I know that like the government listens to us through our iPhones or something. Stay with me. Because ever since I've seen Twilight, all that I've seen on my timeline has just been Twilight, Twilight, Twilight. Like Hot Topic, out of nowhere, just started selling Twilight t-shirts. Ever since I started watching that movie, all I've seen has just been Twilight stuff everywhere, all around me, and it's just like absolutely insane. And I think my assigned government person who watches me through my camera phone, hey, is maybe a Twilight fan, and they're recommending me Twilight stuff, which I'm not complaining, because now that I've seen all the movies and now that I like actually understand what happened and like what's going on, I can firmly say I finally get those 12-year-old girls back in 2009 who were obsessed with Twilight, because now I am a 12-year-old girl from 2009 who is obsessed with Twilight. Next up on my list is Legendary. Legendary was a show that I think I watched earlier this month, and it's just like a very LGBTQ centered show about like voguing and the ballroom scene. It's a competition show, and I think I finished the 3rd season in one day. Like, I was really into it. As for seasons 2 and 1, I actually haven't tuned in for them yet, even though I think I've already been kind of spoiled on who won. And the only reason why I have not got around to watching them is because Keke Palmer isn't in season 1 and season 2, and Keke Palmer was like my favorite judge on season 3 along with Nayeon, so I don't really know if I'll tune in for season 2 or season 1, but maybe I will. I don't know. Then there's Drag Race All-Star 7. So Drag Race is my favorite show, right next to The Walking Dead. I know everything that happens in every season. I know every elimination. I can practically name every queen from every season just purely by their face or outfit alone. Like, oh my god, I am a Drag Race super fan, and a lot of the random shit that I say comes from a lot of things that I shouldn't have consumed as a child, but like mainly Drag Race. When I tune in every year to watch it, All-Star 7 literally ended like a couple days ago, and it was a really good season. It was the all-winner season. It ended exactly like how I wanted it to, and I'm not mad. Sometimes rigging is necessary. Sometimes rigging works. And then last on my list, which I don't really want to talk about because I don't want to give any of my friends the satisfaction of getting this out of me, but it's Stranger Things. Whatever. I've gone the entirety of my life ever since the show came out without actually seeing it, even though in my 8th grade yearbook I foolishly wore a Stranger Things t-shirt because Hot Topic was my life, and I loved wearing things from shows and bands that I didn't even listen to because I love being quirky and cool, okay? I like literally turned 14 that day, so like I don't don't want to hear it. My friend Sean is like literally obsessed with Stranger Things, like to an unhealthy level. He has been trying to get me to watch it all summer, and on our trip, I caved into like the first 2 episodes. I hated the fact that I like enjoyed it. I started on season 4. I'm not watching the other seasons. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to. I don't care. I'm still going to hate. I have a lot of hate in my heart. Like, Sean hates Aspa. Zoe hates Boys World. Victor hates Conan. So you know what? I'm gonna be nasty and I'm gonna hate Stranger Things. I'm gonna be in my hater bag. It's always hate on Nick interest, so you know what? Fuck y'all. I'm gonna hate what y'all are into, even though I like it. Moving on! Hi, it's Nick in editing. There was actually one more show that I forgot to put on my list, and it was actually like my favorite thing that I managed to watch all month. But my favorite thing media-wise that I consumed in the month of July was the show Scream Queen. I actually used to lie to people in 7th grade by saying that this used to be my favorite show and I was always watching it, even though I've never seen a single episode. I literally only just watched the clips of it on YouTube and found it hilarious and made it my whole personality for like a couple months. And then I actually decided just randomly one day while I was doing a bunch of like my work that I was just gonna actually watch the show for the first time in like 7 years after lying about seeing it for so long. For years I was watching so many of the clips like out of context, so actually being able to like watch the show with context and see those clips happening within the storyline and the plot, everything just made so much more sense, and it was like nothing like what I was expecting. I'm not watching season 2. I've heard that it's bad and I don't really want to waste my time watching it. I'm not gonna tune in. But season 1 was just like a really great show for me to watch, especially at this time because it was a show that's set in college, and obviously my friends are starting college soon. I plan on going to college, hopefully. So I just thought it was a very fitting show for me to watch during these times, and one of the reasons why it became my favorite thing I watched all month. But now we can move on. Of course, now we're going to get onto the thing that I've been talking about like a good majority of the time since I've sat here on my floor talking to myself. Is this a poor life decision? And it was our Savannah trip. So me and my friends planned a trip to Savannah, like I think way back in February. Our school wasn't doing like an out-of-state senior trip for us at all. So me and my friends just decided to plan our own. Zoe's best friend Bridget, who she had not seen for I think like 3 years, also like came down from whatever obscure part of America she lives at. And it was just like a really, really fun time. They just like felt like our roommates, and the house like really felt like home, and it just had like a distinct smell and vibe, and like seeing all of our shoes lined up in the front, being able to like wake up in the morning, or in my case at like 3 p.m. and seeing everyone like kind of doing their own thing, you know, at night when we would hang out past 3 a.m. and everyone would just like take their showers and just go off to their own rooms and just sleep. It was like a really, really fun time. Yeah, we have like plenty of stories to tell. It actually felt like I was like living with my roommates in like our own little house in like the city, you know, going on our hot girl walks even though I was complaining the whole time, and I had a blast despite the fact that no one hit on me and decided to buy me a coffee and like fall in love with me. Like, I low-key think that's kind of rude. I still had a great time. It was like really interesting to like hear all my friends say how much they're gonna miss it down there, and then me just being like, well, like I'm living here. Like, I had a lot of fun on my trip. My favorite thing that I've done all summer was go on that trip. Sean did make a vlog of our time down there if you want to like see what happened from his perspective. It was just nice to see my memories that I shared with someone from their perspective in a video that I didn't edit, and it'll just have to be the only vlog of the trip for right now until I get mine out in the next 8 years. And also for memories, I have reuniting with my old friends. We had a sleepover and it was again really, really fun. I had a great time. We ordered Dunkin' Donuts at 4 a.m. It was just a really fun time. Again, I felt like a teenager. I felt like I was living my life. I had a lot of fun. And I also had Waffle House for the first time. It was great. Okay. This is just like a collection of little things that like I couldn't really include in a category or anything. So first up is my wireless charger. And this isn't even an optional item. Like, this is a necessary item that I have to have if I like want to have a life, I guess. Me and my friends, Moral of the story is that my phone has permanent obstructed damage to its charging port, and I can't charge my phone like a normal person anymore. Yeah. Honestly, I low-key enjoy it more than a regular charger. I mean, don't get me wrong, I still wish I could have both options to like use a regular charger and use the wireless one. I also enjoyed having pigtail braids. Wearing my hair regularly, like with the braids just like down, was like fine, I guess. I hated it after a while, but whatever. But I think I really looked my cutest and felt the cutest with my braids whenever I used like these elastics that I have like 1,000 of to like tie my hair into these pigtails. Granted, I would have to bring like 20 elastics with me because they would keep popping, but when I did have both pigtails in, I always felt really, really cute, and I wore the hairstyle a couple of times. Plus the like bandana to pigtail combination was like really, really cute, and I enjoyed myself a lot. The announcement of the Lollipop Chainsaw remake is probably the most life-changing news that I've ever heard and received this month. So Lollipop Chainsaw, if you don't know, is my favorite video game ever made. I've been obsessed with that game since I discovered it in a GameStop magazine in 2011. It was like when I first moved here, I like really went through this weird phase where I was obsessed with GameStop magazines, and my mom got me like a subscription, so every month I got like a new magazine. I never read any of like the messages or anything. I just looked at the pictures. One of the games that came in one of the Game Informer magazines was Lollipop Chainsaw. I was absolutely obsessed with the game. Obsessed since I was in 2nd grade. That game is also one of the many things that raised me. I cannot name anything else that describes my personality more than that video game. It invokes such a insane reaction out of me, and it's getting a remake, and they made the announcement this month. I'm going to buy the game. Even if it just sits on my desk, I'm going to buy it. I do own the actual ooh, my throat hurts. I've been talking for forever. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. I do have the actual original 360 game because I got it for my 16th birthday. Lorelai gifted it to me, and it's like probably like one of the top tier best birthday gifts I've ever received. I went my entire life without playing the game, so when I actually got the chance to not only own it, but to actually like control Juliet, actually play through the levels and quote the entire thing the entire time, like I know Lorelai was sick of my ass. It was so much fun, and I'm so excited to play the remake. I'm really nervous. I really hope that they keep a lot of like the campy, cartoony aspects in the game. I would rather see a sequel created by Suda51 than I would see a remake of the original, just because I've known the original my whole life, and I want to see more, and I want to see new ideas and new stories, but this gives a ton of people an opportunity to enjoy a really obscure interest of mine that I did not know anyone else enjoyed other than myself, and I'm like really excited. Oh, and I also got a new fan this month.
For my people who just lost somebody, your best friend, your baby, your man or your lady.
Okay. Alright, so that's it. Yeah, I really hope that you enjoyed some of my favorite things throughout the month of July. Thanks for sticking around, and thanks for letting me talk about things that probably don't matter. Bye!